Electric, petrol or diesel, there are over 30 million cars in Britain, and they all have one thing keeping them safely stuck to the road: a set of tyres. They can cost hundreds of pounds, so choosing the right set of tyres is important both for your safety and your wallet. Today I'm comparing a premium set against a budget set by fitting them to two identical Ford Puma family cars and testing how they perform when you need them most. My premium tyres are from Michelin, who recommend their Primacy 4 Plus for the Puma. A set of 4 tyres, fully fitted today, will cost £688. The budget brand I've chosen is Nankang, who recommend the SP9 Cross Sport. This set is £419.88. That's over £250 cheaper. Both sets are widely available, meet all safety regulations and look almost identical. So why pay extra? To help me find out, I've called on precision driver Sid North. His experience behind the wheel will help me test the tyres fairly. Now, tyres, are they all the same or are they actually all different?
They're actually very different, John. In fact, they might look like pieces of rubber, but they've got a combination of multiple materials, including steel.
So they're actually very high-tech pieces of kit.
Yes, they are.
My first test will be an emergency stop from 70 miles an hour, as if you spot stationary traffic on the motorway at the last minute. Now, this is just the kind of conditions on the road where you need good grip from your tyres. Cold road surface, bit damp, bit slippy.
I'm chasing John now, and these road conditions simulate your typical winter conditions anywhere in the UK.
I'm on the left with £690 premium Michelin tyres, and Sid's on the right with £420 budget Nankang tyres. We'll slam on the brakes at the cone. Whoever stops in the shortest distance wins.
That's a lot closer than I thought.
It's a shocking tie. As it's so close,
Best of 3.
we're going to repeat the test twice more
Let's go!
to take into account differences in our reaction times. We have one more that's too close to call,
We said it was best of 3. Let's do another.
and another where the Nankang takes a few metres longer.
That was a big difference this time around.
It's a car length difference at least.
In a real emergency, this could have been the difference between a collision and a near miss, but there's very little between them overall.
It's interesting that it's just slightly variable, but there's not much in it.
There's not a lot in it at all.
Next, an important twist. How well would each set of tyres grip after a few years' use? I'm going to find out by switching to worn-down sets of the Michelins and Nankangs. The new tyres we've been testing, like most new tyres, have a tread depth of around 8 millimetres. These have a tread depth of just 2 millimetres. They'd still pass an MOT, and as many of us keep tyres until they're worn like this to get our money's worth, it's a real-life scenario. So, will the result be different with worn tyres?
I feel there's a little more slippage going on, but obviously the braking test will be the definitive test of that.
The budget Nankangs take a little longer to stop in the first 2 emergency stops,
Will the Nankang pull through?
and then around 5 metres longer in the third. They're less grippy now they're worn.
Whereas I feel the Michelins actually are almost as good as they were when they were new.
No nasty surprises from either tyre, but from these results, it seems the premium Michelins will stay grippier for longer. Now to test cornering, where we'll swerve as if trying to avoid an object on a main road. Sid's going to try and drive round these cones. If the tyres don't grip, he'll crash through the cones. We're sticking with the part-worn tyres, because that's what most of us drive round on, and we'll increase the speeds until the tyres can't grip. First, the premium Michelins at 30 miles an hour. Then 35 miles an hour. Then 40.
No dramas, no issues. So far, so good.
Well, let's try and see what he does at 50.
As the speeds increase to 50, the part-worn premium Michelins keep gripping.
55.
Only at 55 do the car's safety systems sense the tyres are losing grip and slam on the brakes to reduce speed. Despite Sid's best efforts, we just clip the cone.
That's all pretty impressive, though. It's still under control.
Yes,
We
yes.
hit the cones.
We hit the cone,
but we were still under control.
We didn't spin out.
No.
Now for the part-worn Nankangs at £270 cheaper. Up to 40 and all is well. But Sid feels less in control with the Nankangs.
Just as I turned it right,
Yeah.
the front end was just starting to lose a bit of grip.
Gosh.
And at 50, a typical commuting speed at which the Michelins gripped easily, they're sliding and smoking.
Car's very upset. I mean, the tyre was struggling with the change of direction with my inputs, and it was asking a lot from the stability control.
So basically, the car's intervening, putting the brakes on and everything because it thinks we're going to have a nasty accident.
Exactly.
At 55, we crash.
Oh.
By comparing the tyres side by side at 50, it's clear that the budget Nankangs are sliding more than the premium Michelins. The cheaper tyres have less grip. Overall, the budget tyres were very close in the braking tests, particularly when new. The differences were only obvious when both sets were near the end of their lives. So as the sum sets, do the £690 Michelins or £420 Nankangs offer best value for money?
My feeling after the first test was there was very little to choose between them, and you could argue the budget tyres were better value, but that changed with the avoidance test.
Yeah, there was a big difference with the Nankangs. I mean, overall, there was less grip. It struggled with change of direction compared to the Michelins.
I agree. I think the difference in performance was sufficient to make it worthwhile paying the extra for the premium Michelins.
Absolutely.